Hey, Hustle Bro. Oh, you know, just cold DMing motherfuckers. And how's that going? Mostly get ghosted and ignored, but it's a numbers game. Have you ever thought about, I don't know, fixing your offer? Fixing my offer? I ain't got time for that. I just imagine every day that I'm jerking off Gary Vee and Hermozi at the same time. That's fucking disgusting. That's my heaven, bitch. I'm really sorry, guys, but these videos are getting more ridiculous by the day. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys today about your most valuable offer. And this is something I actually am writing about in version 3.0, the Beyond the Agency box, which by the time this video is live, you guys should be able to get. And it's really about making your offer so much more valuable than everybody else's. And it's a little tweak that seems like a small deal, but it's a huge deal to the end client. For those of you guys who don't know me already, my name is Frankie Finn. I wrote these two best-selling books, Beyond the Agency Box, Passive Automated Recurring Income. I've built 3 of my own agencies up, 200 plus clients. Plus I've helped thousands of people worldwide to live this more beach, less laptop lifestyle. Let's get into the good stuff. By the way, for the record, I got nothing against Gary Vee or Hermozi. I just find a lot of their people have interpreted it to mean that you should be hustling all day long. And I think the point of this business is to give yourself a life. So a cool life on top of it so that you actually have time to do stuff. So I want to show you guys something that I call the tiers of value. If you understand this, you'll immediately make your offer more valuable in the eyes of the end client. And in doing so, we'll make it so that your stuff sells a whole bunch easier. And also it's easier from a fulfillment point of view to demonstrate your value. So at the highest, actually let's start at the bottom here. The lowest value down here is what I call activity. And so a lot of times when people present their service, they talk about just doing something for the sake of doing it. I'm gonna post to your social media. I'm gonna build you some backlinks. I'm gonna make you a website. Right? And they present their service as simply activity. And the highest tier value, by the way, is sales. I'm gonna straight up sell your shit. And by the way, sales are this awesome.
What would you do if you had $1 million?
I'll tell you what I'd do, man. 2 chicks at the same time, man.
And by the way, clients do not view activity and sales as anywhere close together. I'm gonna post to your social media. I'm gonna sell your shit for you. And I will like automatically generate sales. So if you want to make your shit more valuable, the easiest thing is to get as close to the sale as humanly possible. So let's go a little bit up the ladder. I'm going to give you guys some examples of this and hopefully this will make more sense. But the next level above activity is I'm going to generate some leads for you. I see a lot of like, for example, Facebook ads providers or SEO providers, and they'll get people to fill out a form, and then the business has to go contact those people. They got to chase them down. They got to follow up. They got to give them a quote and so forth. And a lot of businesses struggle with leads, as many of you guys have worked with local businesses can attest to. They're slow. They don't know how to answer the phone. They can't answer basic questions. And often they say really dumb shit in the process. So this is why leads is not ultimately as valuable as most people think. I'm going to show you guys another nuance to this. But a next level past it is a qualified lead. So we've made them jump through some kind of hoop to make sure they're actually the right fit. So I'll give you an example of this. We got a guy in our mastermind who he was originally just selling leads to personal injury guys. And we said, well, what makes, or he said quality leads. And we said, what makes them actually a quality lead? And he said, they weren't at fault for the accident. They have insurance. They don't already have an attorney, and it's within the 3 or 4 years you're allowed to sue somebody known as the statute of limitations. And he also had somebody pick up the phone and call them and make sure they were all those things before he passed it. Well, hey, here's a form filled out on your website. Go track them down and see if they're a fit is not as valuable as I will qualify that person for you. And by the way, there's no rule that says it has to be a phone call. Like he could do that on a website or through a form or whatever. But nonetheless, if you're going to get people to be qualified, the next level past a qualified one is a face-to-face. Now, depending on what your client actually offers, you want to get them in this tier. You either want to directly sell their stuff or be in the face-to-face. For some of the stuff, like if you guys work for roofers, a roofer can't quote a job unless they see it, right? Like a dentist can't tell you how much your teeth are gonna cost until he sees how fucked up your teeth are, right? So in many cases, the closest you're gonna be able to get to the sale is by generating a face-to-face, which is, by the way, for most of them, is this awesome.
You have the ring. And I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Now let's see how well you handle it.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. All right. So anyways, aside from the shenanigans, if you can get somebody a face-to-face or a direct sale, you're going to be in a lot better shape with your service. So by the way, most people are selling, hey, I'm going to give you some activity. And then there are leads. And I wanted to kind of add another tier to this, which is within all of these categories, there are what I call nickels and $100 bills. So a nickel we'll define as anything that's like volume, but they don't really make a lot of money on. So it's different from industry to industry, but I think of like an attorney, for example, I can get them a lot of traffic tickets. But you know, they're only gonna make $100, $200 fighting a traffic ticket, and by the time they make a paralegal, they don't make any money. A roofer, I could get them a lot of leak repairs, right? Or an accountant, I could get them a lot of tax returns, but again, like they're competing with H&R Blocks. $100 bill is whatever their most expensive thing is, right? So like, let's just say their highest ticket item. So like for a roofer, it might be a commercial roof. For a dentist, it might be, I'm gonna get you a cosmetic set of veneers. For a plastic surgeon, it might be, I'll get you a full mommy makeover sort of patient, right? So the lowest tier value, we're gonna say, hey, I'm just gonna do something for you, whether it works or not, I can't promise, I'm gonna give you some activity. The next level is leads, where you're gonna focus on, and within leads, there is a difference between, I'm gonna sell your $100 bill and nickels, right? So if you generate somebody opportunities for their most expensive thing, that's gonna be not as valuable as if you sell their nickels. The qualified one, same deal, right? There's gonna be, are you sending them qualified $100 bills? Or are you sending them qualified nickels? Scheduling the face-to-face, right? Are you getting them $100 bills or nickels? And then ultimately, the most valuable thing that you can possibly do for somebody is sell their $100 bill for them. And when that happens, they feel kind of like this.
Andrew, you are not the father.
Bring it back now.
Can you just imagine getting that excited about not being the daddy? She a hoe, Maury. I grew up on that trashy TV. He even looked like me, Maury. He even looked like me. I told you was a hoe. Anyways, I digress. We're back from the shenanigans. So the most valuable thing you're gonna sell to people is, I'm just gonna directly sell your thing. Now, here's why this matters, okay? Most things, like I would say like 99% of things, can either be sold or booked on a website without talking to the client. So I think of all the pain, all the misery, all the suffering in our industry because people, they generate leads for people and then those clients go, your leads are terrible, they all suck. And then you go, you don't answer the phone, you don't call people back, you don't know what to say, you don't close on the phone, you're real shit. And you see all these pissing matches. And I say, why do that? And a lot of people have built, by the way, besides why do that, a lot of people have built really elaborate solutions where they'll like have appointment setters and all those things. And they do all of that work. And then at the end of the day, the client fucks it up. Why do all of that, all these appointment setters and chat bots and all those things when it can be sold or booked directly on a website? So I think of Lana, for example, giving you guys some examples. Lana started with yoga studios like typically have two offers, right? So the first offer is come in for a free class and try it out. And then the second offer is, would you like to become a member? And what she found is yoga studios, like a lot of local businesses, they were so bad, they could not even close free people. They don't pick up the phone. They don't call people back. Sometimes they didn't even remember their address. Hey, I'm on the road right now. I'll tell you my address later. And then they wouldn't call people back. And they couldn't even close the free stuff. And so it started with a question. Hey, Lana, why do they need to call to book a free session? Why can't they just like go on a website, pick a fucking calendar time, get some notifications? And then eventually Lana experimented with, I wonder if I could just sell the membership right on the website. So now she's in a position where she creates sales for their clients, collects the cash, and then she is the one paying the client, and she is like creating the income. And it is a much more powerful offer when it's like, I'll just sell your memberships for you. In the beginning, she was going, hey, I'll get you opportunities. I'll get you opportunities, which you will probably fuck up anyway, right? So now she's in the sales section where it's without the oops.
Oops.
Oops. What does that mean? What do you mean?
No, I got it. Some jerk didn't put.
I know what I
got it, though.
mean when I say oops. What do you mean saying oops there?
Well, you say we try that one again, huh?
Yes, without the oops.
And by the way, this is easier to sell on a website than most people realize without the oops, because like, people know what a fucking yoga studio is. Like, you just got to make them an offer and tell them why they should come in and like join and become a member, right? Like, you don't need to have this long, elaborate phone call. Like, 99% of you guys are selling things that the market knows what they are. You know, if you came out with a new software, it might be a little trickier. You might have to sell it and educate people and do some things. But like, people know what a yoga studio owner is. They know why they call a plumber. In fact, my kids just locked the door behind me. I call a locksmith. Like, I know what a locksmith is. I can either book that or buy that right on a fucking website. I know what it is. I know what I need. Just come out here and fix it, right? So if you guys want to make your shit more valuable, think about how you can bring your service closer to the sale. So like, for example, if I was doing this for a financial planner, I'm not. I've done stuff with financial planners back in the day, but activity is like, I'll post to your social, I'll make you a website, right? And I'm not saying that isn't valuable, but like, that's like a no guarantee it'll work. A lead level might be, I can get people to fill out a form on your website, right? A qualified might be, I can get those people to fill out a form on your website, and then I'll get them to fill out a quiz to make sure they actually have money to invest. And then I'll send you the people who do have money to invest. Where I would probably do this if I was selling for a financial planner was just have a calendar booking right on the fucking website. Hey, would you like to schedule a one-on-one to talk with this financial planner? And I would probably add a qualification step in there, and then you get them qualified face-to-face. Why? Because most businesses don't know how to sell, don't know how to follow up with leads. And so when you get them a face-to-face, they're not as bad in person as they are like with all this internet stuff. So they're going to convert way more of these, and they're going to tell you a lot less, your leads suck, right? So face-to-face. Final tier past it. If you can, I might just say, hey, if you're interested in doing this 401k, fill out this thing on this website, and I would try selling that over the website. Might be a little couldn't. Maybe it could be done, maybe it couldn't. I wouldn't know until you try. I suspect it could be, because we sold a lot of stuff without talking to people. And then the magic thing is, say we get it working on either of these, either sales or face-to-face, we don't actually need the client to sell anything, right? Like, that means the next time we get a client, we can just copy and paste the landing page that's working, right? We don't need the client to have to follow up with leads and qualify them and drive to their house and do all these things and try and sell when they're not any good at that. So if you guys are running Facebook ads, for example, think about how you can just add some of these steps and do this for clients. And what you'll find is, even if you get less people, 5 sales up here is better than 100 leads down here for most businesses, by the way, because most businesses don't know what to do with 100 leads. And if you can do 5 sales of their $100 bill thing, you're gonna have a license to print money. In fact, you can often just bring them 5 a year, never mind 5 a month or whatever. Often, like if you're helping a commercial roofer get 5 commercial roofs booked a year, you're going to be able to charge him like $4K a month without batting an eye, and he'll happily pay that for you. So I wanted to make this video because I don't think enough people talk about this, but the more you can make your digital stuff do the selling and qualifying for people and get them either all the way to a face-to-face or just directly sell their stuff on a website, you're going to make your shit more valuable to clients, and you're going to make it easier to sell and fulfill on, because you don't need the client to do as much, and they suck at it anyway, right? Like, it's just a constant headache to go, call the fucking leads, and instead you go, let me just sell your shit, right? Like as Lana's doing, just sell the shit right on a website. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and may the force be with you. Hey guys, if you like this video, you may also like my best-selling book here, Beyond the Agency Box. It is all about scaling a digital marketing agency while eliminating meetings and phone calls. We actually sell our stuff phoneless. We don't have any client meetings, and we also hire our team entirely without meeting phone calls, which allows us to, actually kind of live a life. I've laid out the entire blueprint in everything you need to know, getting clients, onboarding, setting expectations, scaling, building a team, you name it. It has been a bestseller
on Amazon now for over 5 straight years, but now you can get it even cheaper than you can get it on Amazon. So I can't tell you the exact price because it may change when this video is released, but there should be a link to it below, either in the description of the video or as well as a pinned comment. So if you're interested in that, check out that video and you can get a copy for super cheap.